Alright, we got the only man to beat Father Time.
Proud and long-standing member of the LeBron Stan Club. I saw something the other day that completely broke my heart. And it came right from the king himself. A statement about the day that we all knew was coming, but
Retirement?
desperately hoping that it never would.
How long do you think you could be playing at this level if you chose to?
Well, it's not me. Obviously, it's the mind. It's you know, my wherever my mind is how the rest of my body's gonna go. Whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
I'm
fair
not gonna
enough.
play that much longer.
1 year, 2 years.
honest.
Man,
I
actually,
don't know how many years.
I think it's 1 to 2 years.
2 years, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I said the other night, I'm not playing till the wheels fall off. I'm not gonna be that guy.
We've got about 2 more seasons to watch LeBron James play basketball before he finally hangs it up. And the show that we have spent the last 2 decades enjoying comes to an end. But what if it didn't? Instead of retiring as a great, productive, impactful, coherent basketball player, what if LeBron just played until the wheels fell off? What if he played until he wasn't good enough to play anymore? The point
That's
where
not
he serves no
possible,
value
bro.
To any team in the NBA, and he's hypothetically forced to retire as an unsigned free agent. Well, if you ask me, that's an easy one. The answer is never. My King's presence alone is
Mike
worth 10
King.
men. But if
This nigga say Mike King presence alone is worth 10 men. Holy fuck,
we were
Jimmy.
to not look at this through
That's the
lens
first
of
time I heard you
concerning the
saying
obsessive
some
fan,
shit like that, bro.
How long could LeBron truly play before
Nah, that's
he simply
funny.
wasn't good enough to be in the NBA?
That's funny.
Today's video is sponsored
Bro,
by
ad after ad, goddamn, bro.
Everyone, except for LeBron James. In year 22, LeBron continues to completely piss on every expectation and timeline set out for him and his career. Now approaching 40 years old and still one of the best players on the planet. There are grown, adult fans of the NBA who have never known a day without LeBron in the league. Matter of
Facts.
fact, there are NBA players who have yet to witness a season without LeBron James, including the one he literally created. Now,
Wow,
LeBron's perpetual
that's
reign
insane.
is no secret. It continues to baffle most fans on a daily basis. And this got me thinking, how long could LeBron actually play?
Bro,
before he
LeBron
is
got
no
1
longer
year,
at
2
least
year
a
max, bro.
serviceable
There's nothing
NBA
more than
player?
that. Come
The
on,
point
man.
where
Let's be
he's no longer
realistic.
good enough to even have a spot in the league. 6, 7 more years? Maybe until he's 50. I'm sure that number sounds like a stretch. After all, the oldest player
Actually,
in
not
modern
much of a
NBA
stretch.
history just barely hobbled his way to being a 44-year-old active NBA player. And LeBron has already been the oldest player in the NBA.
To be honest, I don't think it's about LeBron retiring. I think it's more about if LeBron wants to still play basketball. Because I'm sure 100%, I'm sure everybody knows. LeBron is averaging what right now? 20 points per game, 21, 22 points per game, something like that, I believe. I think maybe 20 and max. Maybe. I'm not sure, but LeBron can still play like this for years to come, but it's not about if you can, it's about if you want to, I feel like, because LeBron, maybe he's just getting tired of playing, you know, maybe he just wants to do something else. That's really the thing
for
that's
a
gonna
couple
decide
seasons
everything now,
But
you feel me?
LeBron's refusal to play his age has gone on for so long now that at this point it would be shocking if he did get worse. Here are 3 players and their numbers from this season. All really good, productive players. And I want you to guess who each of these players are. Now, statistically, they're all relatively close. But
That's gotta be Tatum on the left, huh? Right is LeBron. And middle. No, that's gotta be actually Anthony Davis, maybe. Who's in the middle? What the fuck? No, that cannot be Tatum. Okay, he's beat this build. No, he gotta be Tatum, bro.
they
He
should
gotta be Tatum.
Because player A is early MVP candidate prime Jason Tatum.
Thank
player
you.
B is Luka Doncic.
Okay.
And player C
LeBron.
is 40-year-old LeBron James. And this is why people believe LeBron could play for as long as he wants. Because when you're in year 22 playing like 2 young megastars, the bounds of your capabilities long-term appear to be virtually limitless. Although LeBron has now suggested on multiple occasions that his retirement is looming closer by the day, how long would it actually take until LeBron is no longer an NBA caliber player? Well, first we need to know what not good enough is. What does a replacement level player on the verge of a Turkish league contract look like? No, not like statistically. What does it look like? According to Basketball Reference, a player
Man,
with
they,
a box plus minus of 10 or more
my boy
is an
Brownie
all-time
cut the
great
fade for
season.
nothing,
BPM of 8 or
for
more
no
is
reason.
an MVP caliber
Cut a
season.
fade just
6
like
or
that.
more is about all NBA. Keep going down, and a BPM of -2 is where we'll find the end of the bench players. But even this number is still far too high. This season, players like Jaylen Brown, Jamal Murray, and Jaime Jaquez have a BPM of less than -2. We want to see this man play until he's no longer invited back. If we keep going down the leaderboard, it's not until about -4 where we reach the bottom 15% of the NBA. Now, these spots essentially make up the last couple of players at the end of the bench.
Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon's still in the NBA? No way. That's not this guy. There's no way, bro. There's no way, bro. Derrick Gordon, bro. I completely forgot about this dude, bro. There's no way he's still in the NBA. Come on, bro. Just so I see Bogdanovic. Holy shit. Kyle Kuzma. You fell off that hard, gang. Tristan Thompson is understandable. But Kyle Kuzma, come on, man. You're still young as well, bro. Holy shit.
Until he's down here. Of players at the end of the bench. I want LeBron to play until he's down here in the trenches. So
damn.
How long would it take until he's at this point? It really is wishful thinking to assume LeBron could just keep going indefinitely.
Like I say, it's really if you want to
History
keep
has
playing,
shown
man. They
even the
really,
greats are usually closer to the end of the road than we may think.
yeah.
Le novembre foudroyant de Vidéotron est là avec ses offres du tonnerre.
One hard injury on LeBron, and that's it. He's gonna retire
In
after that.
2013, in his 17th season in the NBA, Kobe Bryant averaged 27, 6, and 6 a game, made first-team All-NBA, a top 5 player in the entire league, and was on track to playing the highest caliber of basketball we had ever seen from a player approaching 2 decades in the league. A couple injuries, and just 107 games later, he was retired and done playing basketball. In Tim Duncan's 18th season,
His
in
body
the
gave
NBA,
up,
he
you know?
finished the year 10th in
But
MVP,
LeBron's a little bit different,
13
though.
All-NBA, and a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. The very next season, he was putting up 8 points a game in 25 minutes, and within a season, he was out of the league. Shaquille O'Neal, in his 17th season, led the league in shooting efficiency and made an All-NBA team. Just 90 games later, he was no longer an NBA player. When things start to go downhill, they go quick. But that's just it. Even after 22 years, things have yet to go downhill for LeBron. Here is a graph of the career progression of many all-time greats in terms of box plus minus, from their first season to
This
their
is
last.
Jamie
And
Love,
right away,
but
you'll notice
those-
a trend going on here. Here's
those
Bird,
minus.
Magic, Jordan, and Hakeem. Here's Kobe, Shaq, Duncan, Garnett, and Wade, extending their careers into or near the 2-decade mark, but still succumbing to the sharp decline that all players eventually face. And here are some current legends: Durant, Steph, Kawhi, Harden, CP3, and across the board, the general shape of most of their careers look
Durant going down? Oh no! Oh yeah, Durant injuries. Yeah, the injuries. But if you're talking about efficiency, Durant is still on top. I ain't gonna
and
lie.
rise to superstar for their first 5 seasons, a prime that lasts from about season 6 to season 10 or 11. And then around season 12 or 13, the decline begins. Sometimes this decline is gradual and steady, like in the case of Durant and Duncan. Sometimes a player can find a second prime later in their career, like Stephen Curry has. But the best players of all time usually play the longest. And even for them, around season 17 or 18, the wheels completely fall off and retirement awaits. Except for LeBron. It shouldn't even be possible to be this good for this long. LeBron in year 22 is about as valuable and impactful on the court as most all-time great players are in about their 12th or 13th season. But we are here today for this number way down here, the dreaded threshold of retirement. And right now, LeBron is far from it. If he wanted to, could he play until he was 45?
See, that's why you say if you wanted
50?
to. See, I was right.
First and foremost, contrary to popular belief, LeBron is declining, and he has been
Yeah.
for a while now. Some
It
fans
is.
are saying LeBron is in his 4th prime and that he hasn't slowed down. And as
No,
much
he
as
did
I wish
slow
this were
down.
the case, it's just not. LeBron's true prime was between 2008 and 2013, a 6-year stretch where he led the league in win shares, PER, VORP, box plus minus,
Holy
and
fuck.
just about everything else. Compare that to his last 6 seasons, and although he is still an all-NBA caliber player, it's really not even close. And this idea that he is still at or near his prime tells me people have forgotten just how incredible LeBron was at his peak. LeBron was so dominant in his prime that despite being 40 years old and about 70% of the player he once was, he is still one of the best players in the world. Now, like most other players, his game may just fall off a cliff at any moment, or he could sustain a bad injury that derails his last couple of seasons. But if either of these things were to happen, they probably already would have. So let's irrationally assume he continues to regress at the rate he currently is. If we take a look at what is considered to be the best all-in-one metric, estimated plus minus, then 2020 was LeBron's last true MVP caliber season. That year he finished the season with the 4th highest EPM, behind only Harden, Giannis, and Steph. But since then, he's been slowly slowing down. From being ranked 4th amongst all players to 7th in 2021 to 12th, 16th, a diabolical jump back up to 10th, and this season where so far he ranks 20th in the league, which still puts him firmly in the 96th percentile league-wide. Over the last 6 seasons, on average, LeBron's EPM has decreased by 0.5 per season. And this decrease isn't speeding up. If anything, it has leveled out and stayed about the same since 2022. But overall, LeBron's career trajectory has looked and could continue to look like this, where he will eventually succumb to father time like everyone else, just a whole lot later than everyone else. At this rate, by next season, LeBron will have an EPM of 3, a mark that puts him all the way down in the 95th percentile. We gotta keep going. By year 24, he'll have an EPM of 2.14. Still in
That's
the
if it
92nd
kept
percentile.
going
By year
that way,
25,
though.
he will be in the
Injuries,
86th
like
percentile.
you
Year
say that,
26
so
in the 76th percentile. Year 27, the 61st percentile, which at the age of 45 would still have him as a starting caliber player. But by year 28, at the age of 46, LeBron would finally play his last year as a contributing player in the NBA with an EPM of negative 2.16. For perspective, some players that currently have an EPM within this range are Kyle Kuzma, Jackson Hayes, and Keldon Johnson.
Man.
By year 29,
Johnson
just
is down
1 year
below
shy
like that?
of 3
Damn.
decades in the league, LeBron would, at last, fall within the range of a replacement level player with an EPM of negative 3.8. within the bottom 8% of the league. At the
Damn.
current rate LeBron is declining, he could, theoretically, play until 2031 at the ripe age of 46 before he would have to throw in the towel and retire.
Yeah,
As
that's
crazy as
so
this timeline
crazy, bro.
looks, LeBron playing until
There's
the
no
year
way, bro.
2031, I think he could play even longer.
Nah, stop it, stop it. He's not gonna do that, bro. There's no way he's gonna do that.
Pourquoi tu commences à travailler ici?
Oh, he might actually be worse than. Nah,
To
there's
even
no way
make
he's gonna
any
do
sort of
that.
impact in the NBA, you need to get minutes. And to get minutes, you need to earn the trust of your team and coaching staff. LeBron has played so much basketball, and he understands the game so well that I think as long as he wanted to play, and as long as he's able to get up and down the court without his body falling apart, he would get minutes and he would be capable of contributing in the NBA. Earlier I mentioned Tim Duncan
That's true.
and how quickly his production fell off at the very end of his career. But even without game-breaking numbers, he was still a quality player, with advanced metrics and contributions that made him worthy of a spot in the league clear up until the moment he retired. Almost as if he was so seasoned and so skilled that even at his worst, he was still better than many other players in the league, even if he was a shell of his former self. And I think this would be the case for LeBron. Maybe instead of an exponentially rapid decline in the coming years, his game would hit its theoretical basement. And once it gets to that point, he just stays there. Nowhere near his best days, but still good enough to be a contributing player for the foreseeable future. The main culprit behind the retirement of every single great player was physical limitations and injuries.
Yep.
There has never been an all-time great player who retired because they lost their touch or the skill they once had. players lose a step. They aren't as quick as they used to be, can't jump as high or react as fast, and they begin to ask too much of their body as it slowly shuts down as the mileage piles up. Late into their careers, they are only as capable as their body allows them to be. And no one in the history of the league has been more physically capable than LeBron. Throughout his entire career, he's been able to mitigate injuries, and even when he does get injured, he's always bounced back relatively quickly with virtually no lingering symptoms. And skill-wise, he's only gotten better as the years have gone along. I know, it sounds absurd, but I think LeBron could play for literally as long as he wanted to. I get it, it's crazy. We've never seen an athlete do that before. But LeBron is an absurd athlete unlike any other that we've seen before. So, to answer the question of how long LeBron could continue to play in the NBA as a quality contributing
Nigga gonna say 10 years.
Based on his current pace and some statistical
5 years.
analysis, if what we've seen is any indication of what's to come, then he could play for about 29 seasons. But based on my completely unbiased and always
Yo, come on,
the
bro.
greatest athlete of my lifetime,
Man, he got 1 year left,
somewhere
gang.
between however long he wants to,
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
hopefully forever.
If you do that, bro, I might actually do something crazy as a challenge, bro. I mean, that's insane, but I don't think it's. But like you say himself, LeBron seems it's all about mental, bro. It's really about mentally how you feel. If you keep losing and losing, I don't think he's gonna want to keep playing. You know, you need to win. If you win, then his spirit gonna come back. You feel me?